Good afternoon and welcome back to the European Championships 2019 from Krakow, Poland. We're starting the top 8 games now. You've got on the left side of your table James Dowdall. We already saw him play earlier this morning. He's from Newport in Wales. He's playing a 5 A-Wing Swarm. Pass me that mouse, please, mate. 5 A-Wing Swarm with Blue Squadron recruits with Heroic and Advanced Optics. Then he's got Zari Bengal with Crack Shot, Heroic Advanced Optics. Gria, I can't remember what her surname is. What is it? Gria Sonal with Heroic and Advanced Optics, and Talisan Lintra with Crack Shot, Heroic and Advanced Optics. On the other side of the table, we've got Juan Arreobla from Galicia in Spain, and he's playing Darth Vader with Fire Control System Hate, Inquisitor with Fire Control System Concussion Missiles, New Squadron Pilot with Diamond Boron Missiles and the OS1 that's Arsenal loadout.
There's 13 minutes on the
and
round.
Colonel Jendon with no upgrades.
Remember, after this round we'll have a lunch break. You have to
hang on a sec.
start around at 3:30. Round is starting at 3:30, so be here earlier. Thank you.
Thank you, Willie. Okay, so everything's ready to go. That microphone's probably going to collapse on me. I'm joined by, Philip Pond.
Correct, yeah.
Right, just in case sometimes the Facebook names they can get you. Philip Pond from the Firestorm Squadron cast.
Yeah,
Firestorm
Firecast, yeah.
Firecast, well done. Shout out to Nick Harris at home.
Yeah, and Dom.
And Dom, yeah, of course. Thank you all for following this weekend. We're up to top 8 games now. 3 games are streamed. You've got Legion Krakow streaming, you've got Gold Squadron podcast streaming. There's only one game that's not been streamed, so they're over there by themselves. It's a little bit sad.
Top 8's not bad.
Oh, hang on a sec. You know what? You're not speaking right into the microphone at all. So let me just reposition this for you. Or sultry tones.
There you go.
That's much better. You wouldn't believe the bass that came through on that one.
That's right. Yeah, 6 out of the top 8 games isn't bad though.
Yeah, absolutely. There was only one player actually refused to go on from that last game, so it worked out happily that from the other 3 games nobody refused. Otherwise, we would have had a situation.
In trouble,
well, not in trouble, but I've run into it a couple of times already. That someone's saying no and you get left without a game.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. So let's see.
So I actually played James Dowdall in round 3 yesterday. He knocked me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, sadly so. I was 1-1 at the time, and unfortunately that was my second loss.
Yeah, and what were you playing?
So I was running my so it's Ketsu with Maul, Fearless, Shadowcast title, Kava with Dorsal Turret and Professional Turret Gunner, and Terok with Predator.
See, Predator's something different I've not seen, but I saw the same list twice this weekend. One of them flown by my friend Marcelo Soto from Team Spain.
Indeed, yeah.
And he made the top 32 cut.
He did. My matchups weren't that favourable, but it is proof that list can go far. I mean, I've been flying the Ketsu Talonbane Terok version for quite a while. Switched the Cavill for the wider meta for here.
Yeah.
Yeah, loving it. I mean, it's me and my Lancer. It's just that's how it has to go.
It's a pretty good scum list. It was definitely doing a lot of damage. We saw. We saw into the. Is this working? Yes, it is working. So in the top 8 cut, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5 Imperials, 1, 2 Resistance, and 1 Republic player. Republic being Ashok. He's currently live over on the Legion Krakow stream. We've got James and Juan playing Resistance and Imperial. You've got Piotr Kucharski and Dale Cromwell. Piotr we saw playing Resistance before in the last round, and Dale's playing his 3 Imperial Aces. We saw him play yesterday. They're over on Gold Squadron podcast. And on the other side of the room, Kai Krupp and Juan Del Rio. Juan we've already seen playing. He's got his Imperial Aces, Suntifel, Darth Vader, and the shuttle with the Lambda with Palpatine. And he's playing against Kai Krupp, and Kai Krupp's playing a Lambda with 3 Inquisitors.
Yeah, the Task Squadron.
And just for reference, so like Kai Krupp, he was the person that made the final at the very first Coruscant Open. Invitational, I should say. The Invitational in London, facing off against Pieter Cook, who won, but Kai Krupp was second place at that very first Invitational, having won the...
that was Star Wars Celebration 2016, wasn't it?
Yeah, he won the German System Open that year. And went on to get to the final. The only problem was that they had that weird format where you had to kind of like, everybody had to bring an Imperial, Rebel and Scum list, and when they got to the final, that's not all the information. Everyone had to bring an Imperial, Rebel and Scum list, and they had the community which I put quote marks around because there's a bit of a suspicious thing going on there. The community voted for what they wanted for a pilot. They wanted everyone to take a ship. They wanted everyone to take, and so everyone had to bring these 3 lists, and they were told that their list had to include a HWK for the Rebels, a Punisher for the Imperials. In that day and age was like an aberration, and the Star Viper for the Scum. So basically what ended up happening is, especially with Scum being inhibited in that manner, meant that basically a lot of people just brought the same Scum list. There was basically everyone had Guri.
There was really no variety, yeah.
Yeah, it was really no real variable there. It was just Guri plus whatever. And when they got to the final, but the other problem was that having the Punisher and the Imperial lists made all the Imperial lists a no-go, and having the HWK in the Rebel list, HWK in those days, it didn't have that 3 dice attack. You had to put a turret on it. The best turret at the time was the TLT, but it was still a bit, just one of them by itself wasn't really enough damage output. And so it wasn't really that cost effective to bring the HWK, which meant basically when you boiled it down, Scum was the only list that you really had any power with. So when they got to the final, Piotr and Kai were given the option of playing, of which list they wanted to play. They both went for the Scum list, and like I say, it was a mirror match, basically. There's no video of that match because there was no video permitted at Celebration 2016. But if you go through the 186 blog, you'll find a photo blog taken by Jesper Hills and the other guys that were present at the time, where they tried to keep us up to date of everything that was happening.
Indeed, I was actually at Celebration 2016, but I was there for Celebration 2016.
Yeah, and so you didn't get to see them play?
No. I was too busy doing everything in Star Wars, basically.
Were you playing X-Wing at that time?
I was. I've been playing since late 2014.
Okay. So we've also got Dale Cromwell playing on the other stream table against Piotr Kucharski. Dale, a highly decorated British player, right?
Countess of Italy.
Countess of Italy, and Queen of France is the name they give him for having made a semi-final in France, having won the Italian Grand Championship, National Championship. Also goes to many tournaments and makes high places. Went to that Minok Open and came back with templates from that.
He did, yeah.
So did very, like I say, highly decorated. I would say
he's also one of the loveliest guys in X-Wing as well.
Yeah, I mean, for example, obviously, we said this yesterday. It's like one of the friendliest guys to play with. Also, I've always said that, like, in my opinion, Jack Mooney is one of the most highly demonstrated X-Wing players for having made 2 World Championship top 8s in a row. That's a very difficult feat, and especially with the non-medalist of hand Jake at the time, and then having won a system open this year with a very similar list, right? So Jack's a very demonstrated player, but that doesn't take anything away from Dale. Dale's got more trophies, yeah. Okay, what else have we got? Who else have we got to mention? Yeah, James Dowdall from the 186 podcast. You'll probably recognise his voice more than you do his list or face, right?
This is true.
If you listen to the podcasts. And Ashok Hemmings playing Olivier Mrochowski. Yeah, Mrochowski, that's how I think you say that. Over on the Legion Krakow stream. Ashok is famous for being someone who... What would be the word for it? It kind of stirs up controversy wherever he goes, right? He's very outspoken about his things. He's for example, he was when you had the last year Cardiff Regional, right? And they had that Nim Ramanda.
7 at the top 8, yep.
Yeah, 7 out of the top 8 with Nim Ramanda, and he was there, and there was a lot of criticism of that gamesmanship that was involved, but anyway, there we go.
Because even though Nick was playing Nim Miranda, he didn't even make the top 7.
Yeah. But anyway, okay, so now...
Card, have a look.
Okay, sounds good. Now it's...
Okay, the ship token had kind of come unstuck from the base. They were just lining that back up. So...
Yeah, no, I have played Ashok as well. I've played over the years both James, Dowdall. I played Dale Cromwell and I played Ashok Hemmings. Ashok I played Nationals, not last year, previous year. And then Dale I've played a bunch of times. Actually at the Cardiff Regional as well I've played him.
Yeah.
So, know the guys quite well.
I've been lucky to record Ashok a lot of times. I've recorded at least 4 games of his, I think. Dale, it's got to be about the same. When he came to that French National Championship, I'm sure I recorded at least 2 games of his. One focus, one crit. on the attack roll. Spends the force.
Lowering 4 dice, so you spent the force to make it a range 1 attack.
Yeah. And he's got 4 evades.
No, just him.
So yeah, just firing on the Inquisitor then. Gets a hit and a crit. Focus, evade.
Yeah, all the paint you need.
And this is- I think this is the first time I've seen the Inquisitor on the stream. Yeah. Give me a quick idea of what he does. Explain me, talk me through it. What does the Inquisitor do? What's his ability?
So the Inquisitor, it's similar to his 1.0 ability, but instead of you treating the attack as range 1, his ability now is you spend the force and you treat the attack as range 1, so you're rolling 3 dice, however your opponent still gets their range bonus as well. So basically it's giving...
Right, so it's basically
range
additional
3 makes it
die.
better. Yeah.
Additional die.
Yeah.
Right. Because otherwise, well, is that the wording on it? Because otherwise, if you start saying you treat it as range 1, but the opponent doesn't, and it's like, kind of like, it starts causing a whole bunch of fuss.
Yeah, I think it is...
with all sorts of other
If I
interactions,
remember
right?
correctly, it's to spend your force charge and you...
I can get it up on
range one
screen
bonus?
if you give me
I
if you
can't
give me
remember
one.
exactly what it is, the precise wording.
Yeah, give me a second here. We'll search for it. Oh, wrong one. That one. Grand Inquisitor. While you defend attack range 1, you may spend 1 force to prevent the range 1 bonus, and while you perform an attack against a defender at range 2 to 3, you may to apply the range bonus. All right, so it's applying a range bonus, not treating it as a range 1 attack.
So that's where you get your +1 dice, but
Right,
they still,
of course,
if it's range
yeah.
3, for example, they'll still get their range bonus as well.
Awesome. Cool. And then he's got fire control system and concussion missile, so that helps him out a little bit there. The concussion missiles require the target lock, and the fire control system kind of works for that anyway, so a kind of double bonus there.
Indeed.
An invader with hate and fire control system, which are pretty clear, right? The fire control system, everyone knows what that does now, and the hate is after suffering a damage recovers the force. It's the same as the damage. Okay. And then you've got the diamond boron missiles. Have you seen those used yet?
I've not seen them. Well, I have actually seen them used, but it was at a kit last week. So I've only actually played against it once.
Right, I saw them on the Thursday in the hyperspace qualifier, and it was quite funny because I was trying to build it in the list apps, and it wouldn't let me do it. The only one that would let me do it was the official apps. There's some sort of like weird thing going on there with whether or not it's legal or not regarding the unofficial apps.
Well, they are brand new. The only thing is, I've only got them via getting the alternate art from kit events. I don't actually own them yet.
Right, okay. What do they come in?
They come in the hyena bomber.
Oh, right.
I haven't got any of the separatists yet, so for me, I had to get them at a kit event.
Yeah, not many people play separatists. So yeah, so this is after you spend 1 charge, you need a target lock. All right, that's Keyforge. You need a target lock. You spend 1 charge. It's got 3. They don't recover. After the attack hits, you may spend 1 charge. If you do, each ship at range 0 to 1 of the defender with agility equal to or less than agility, the defender's rolls 1 attack die and suffers the hit and crits that show up. And I saw it used, and it worked once, and it's not bad. I mean, if you can get like a whole bunch of ships flying close together, like for example in this case with James' Swarm, it works out really well for him to be able to get free damage off as a kind of a clustery type effect.
Indeed, but James will probably try and split his A-wings up after the initial engagement. So if you can get the diamond boron missiles off quickly, he'll be all right. But if you can't,
the second that damage starts going on his A-wings, they turn into a cluster. They start flying off in all directions, and they bug out completely.
And they become very hard to track down. Which, when you're behind, it's harder to catch up.
Yeah.
If you're ahead, if the A-wing player's ahead, it's very easy to kind of, well, not extremely easy, but it's very easy to just kind of turn away, keep running, and just go all over the board. If they're behind, it's still the A-wing player is behind, it's harder to then bring them all back in to get another fly pass.
Yeah.
So you really want that initial flyby to do as much damage as possible.
Yeah. You had also, it's not a bad matchup here. Excuse me, not a bad matchup, but you've got 4 ships on one side of the board versus James's 5. Now, obviously, they're very squirrely ships, so it can be hard to nail them down. But we saw him play earlier against the 5, and it was a lot similar sort of situation where you've got to try and find a way of trying to keep arcs on target. You have to get multiple shots, otherwise you just can't do the damage that's needed to get the points you want. I can hear you.
I can't hear anything.
No, yeah, I know. It's pretty loud.
Remember, we are having 3:30.
3:30 for hyperspace round 4. Round 3 or 4?
Round 4. We played 3.
Wow, you've already played 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
As soon as possible. Thank you.
Boost and focus.
Oh no, that's not the Grand Inquisitor. It's just a normal Inquisitor.
Is it?
Well, he's got a Force token. Hang on. Have I put the listing wrong or? Hang on. Oh, I've removed the Inquisitors from the screen. I'm looking at the base. It's got pilot skill 3. Yeah, he's a normal Inquisitor. It's not Grand Inquisitor. So what is it? What else is it he's doing? It's just a normal Inquisitor.
Okay.
With fire control system and concussion missiles. That was probably what that attack was then. Was probably then concussion missiles, right? No, he's still got charge. Yeah, he spent 1 charge on the concussion missile.
Yeah.
That's why he had that extra die. So there you go.
That's why the A-Wing only rolled 4 dice, because it's still got the bonus for the debris,
range, yeah.
but didn't get the range bonus for the missile.
Yeah. Yep.
3, Larry.
Okay, now, so James is going in full throttle here for the most part.
As I said, you've got to try and get in there quickly, do as much damage as possible and get out. He's splitting them up early as well, because he knows he's got more missiles and more damage coming in.
And he's hoping to avoid that gunboat as well, getting into a good range engagement. He wants to try and keep him at range 3 for that first engagement, and then try and jump into range 1 to pound him afterwards.
Indeed, and Zari can still bump you and do an action at the same time, so if you can do that, you can get right in there and mix up.
Mm-hmm. So the Lambda shuttle slots in right in front of Vader and Colonel Jendon. We've still got Guia and Talisan to move, followed by Vader. And James has already put his resistance dial covers on.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, those prize dials.
They are very beautiful. I was hoping to get the Scum ones. I finished 8th in Scum yesterday, so didn't quite get them, but still happy where I went.
The only thing I'd say is that the underside, that white, I'd have rather seen a different colour. I know the plastic has to be white to paint on,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know. We always said that what they should be doing is getting injection molded dial covers. The upgrade kits make like special dial covers. Obviously that would be a lot more costly in this case. I don't see it being any more expensive than making dice, like the dice they do.
I'm done.
I'm good to just doing a boost focus, try and get out of range, out of arc, but not quite managing it.
And 5 straight from Talisan Lintra. She's boosting. He's gonna get 3 shots up in there. On the Lambda at least.
Again, try and burn it down as quick as you can.
And bumps. Or it doesn't look like it completes. Well, yeah.
We'll
right.
wait to the other way back in, and no.
Doesn't fit. It's a failed boost action.
I mean, he'll still get the stress, still his focus, he just won't have. It's still in range 2. I don't think it's going to be range 1 if the boost will fit.
Yeah. Right, okay. Yeah, it would have been perfect for him to get inside that bullseye arc for the ability on Talisan Liantra. But as it stands, she's kind of out of position now. And that's not Talisan, that's Gria, sorry. Okay. Get this out of the way.
Focus to boost in.
Greer doesn't matter too much because Greer's ability is just after you fully execute a maneuver, you can rotate your arc for free.
All right, okay. Nzari, you do not skip your perform action step if you partially execute a maneuver. All right.
Yeah. He is forward. He's just going right. On a hand.
And Vader's just trying to bug out with a 3 bank.
Well, yeah, he had to jump across.
Yeah.
And he really needed to be on the other side of that board edge with those three. Sorry, he really needed to be further away from the board edge with the three A wings coming in on his flank. Probably going to barrel roll boost, barrel roll right, boost left. No, he's going to try and boost first.
Well, Vader doesn't have it naturally. You have to use the.
No, that's right,
charge,
of course. So he goes for the boost from afterburners.
Will not fit.
Yeah, looks like it's the second failed boost this turn. Spend the charge. Loses the charge on the afterburners.
Yeah, because you still got to spend the charge to try and perform the action anyway.
So
now it does give James choices though with the A-wings. Does he want to shoot Vader? Does he want to shoot the shuttle?
Yeah.
And Vader will have the force, but he won't have a focus token.
I would imagine probably Vader here. See, it's not. No, he's gonna try and barrel roll. See, I would have thought barrel rolling to the right. If he'd have been able to get a boost, then a barrel roll would have been a natural way to try and escape the arc from the light blue A-wing, which is the Talisan Liantra. But it's not giving him a position that's. Oh, he's going left. Okay. Well, he escapes arc from the blue squadron recruit.
I'm not sure. He failed an action. Vader's.
But that was it wasn't a failed. It wasn't action. It was the afterburners, right?
Oh, true. It wasn't actually actual action.
It wasn't his actual action. He still gets an action.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then he has the opportunity to link that action as well. Still in arc though, I think, of the second blue squadron recruit.
It is. But he now's got a nice range of one shot, so he'll spend two force charges to get focus lock.
Yeah.
But a Vader with no force is not happy.
See what happens, man.
Yep. Well, he's still got one left.
He's still one, yeah.
Vader firing on Talisan Liantra gets two hits and a focus.
Yep.
The ATC, the advanced targeting computer, gives him another crit. So hit, crit, focus, and a hit. Uses the force to turn it into 3 hits and a crit.
I'm not sure why he'd spend the block there if he has fire control system. Because he's only re-rolling 1 dice there, so why would you not just keep the lock and re-roll the 1 die?
Not sure, but he's lost shields.
Okay, so.
You're 5.
So, no, I don't know. What's this?
Yeah, we're going to Vader.
Yep.
1, 2 hits and a blank. He's gone back to using his dice, I guess. Yeah. 1 looks like a focus and a evade. Yeah, spends the focus for 2.
Green into the shuttle.
Yeah, it's range 2, range 3.
Greer firing on the shuttle, range 3. Gets focus and crit, becomes hit and crit. Shuttle rolls 2, gets 1 evade, takes 1 damage.
I got initiative, right? Yeah, I do. So mine. So Zari first. Yeah, Zari.
My threes. Those are my.
Who's got initiative? I've got initiative.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so my three.
Zari
So,
firing now.
Range 3 through.
So we range 3 obstructed.
Yeah,
either
into
way,
Vader. Not the sort of situation he really wants to be in. I thought it may be the Inquisitor, but that Vader's got no tokens, so I guess that's really the thinking he's gone through there.
Range 3 or
Hit and hit.
5 dice for me, okay?
So with 5 evades, gets 1 evade, 2 evades.
Just enough.
Your threes?
My threes, yeah. There it goes.
So Vader and Jendon and Inquisitor now to fire.
Yeah, because they'll have no shot, but Jendon will have a nice big fat 4 dice attack against Leeway.
Range.
Range 3?
Try and finish off Tally.
No. Range 3.
Which I can.
I was going for range 1 shot.
1 focus, 2 focuses, a hit and a blank. Spends a focus, gets 3. Spends a focus, gets 3 evades.
Don't do it again.
I'm not sure why he didn't take the unmodded, well, shot into the unmodded range 2 shot.
Against Vader,
No, against Tally.
against Talisan. Oh, right, okay.
Tangla. Hey, great.
Not what I wanted.
Was that
Hit and crit, yeah, and there's an evade, 2 evades, a blank.
So,
Takes 1 damage on
this guy,
Talisan Linda.
Church of Diamond Borough.
Yeah.
And the Diamond Borons,
This guy.
So that's splash damage.
yeah,
Your ships?
Yeah.
the splash damage.
Me too.
Okay.
It's not
so this
Talisan,
one?
it's a Blue Squadron recruit.
Yes.
Takes 1.
1,
This one? No.
no.
Vader?
Himself had to do it.
Oh, he rolls it as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. So Greer. So it's the other one, isn't it?
It was this one.
Yeah. Okay. And then rolling for the ship itself.
Yeah, rolling for the Blue Squadron recruit, they got
Is
hit.
definitely the ship itself.
Yes, it's
Every ship at range 0 is 1.
yeah, it's in Spanish. It's all ships. All ships.
0 is 1. Okay. No.
Nothing.
No
That's
damage.
focus, that's
Don't
alright.
do that.
Because Diamond Boron, it's range 0 to 1, isn't it?
That's what they're saying,
Okay,
I'm just bringing it
my
up.
ones.
Yeah, each ship at range 0 to one of
Anyone
the
else?
defender.
Range 2.
2 focuses. Spends it.
One more.
Yep, and
Okay.
loses another shield on the lander.
The other one's got range 1 on Vader.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on range 1.
And blank, and something off screen, and a die off screen again.
No, on
For
Vader.
1 shield.
Vader, sorry.
How did these other guys do it with this tiny little dice tray? And I've got the whole playmat, and they still managed to go off camera.
No
Do
idea.
you guys have the dice camera?
We have a dice cam, but we roll on the mat and then put the dice results in to make sure.
Which
we
I think
can
is
do it.
better.
Cool.
It's just a lot easier.
I mean, yeah, it's just yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about it. We're going back to DARS. I mean, I've always tried to make it as comfortable as possible for the players and try and not have them thinking about the stream while they're playing, and have them constantly thinking like I've got to
Yeah,
I've
it's
got to
delicate
roll my
balance
dice.
between what the audience wants to see, but what the players need to feel comfortable doing.
Yeah, and I don't. It's personally, my point of view is right, and that because this is my belief in it, that if you would watch right, so when World Cup comes around, you go out and buy yourself a nice big screen TV. So why would you watch X-Wing on your mobile? Right? No, I try and make content to make it as if it was broadcast quality, that you could see it on the TV, and yeah, that's kind of like the issue. That's what I try and do. I've had people turn around and tell me, yeah, but the numbers you put on are too small. I can't see them. It's like, well, have you tried looking at it on a 32-inch or a 42-inch TV? No. And for example, Marcelo was one of these people that would always tell me this. And I said, and he told me, I've bought a new TV and it's got Twitch on it. I was saying, what does it look like? He says, it looks fantastic when you see it on a big TV. It's like, yeah, that's the point, because otherwise there's just not enough space for me to do all the stuff I want to do. And that's kind of like the issue. And personally, I think if you've got I mean, we're watching a tiny TV, right? We've got like a little 21-inch TV here, I think. Yeah, 21-inch, right?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah,
21, 22.
21-inch TV. If you've got like anywhere on the map, we can see pretty much what result is. Apart from, let's just quickly switch over to the table camera, and let me just point something out to you. Why you always hear me complain about shiny dice? Yeah, can't quite see what those results are, can you? These ones, on the other hand, you can see perfectly, right? So it's just like that, really. If given the right conditions, it's perfect. You don't need to have people doing extra steps and confusing the system.
We always try our best, but it's not an easy balance.
It is very difficult, yeah. I mean, this is the thing, is that, so for example, having the dice on the screen in a big format, for me, it's something that hardcore X-Wingers are fine with, but for people that are a bit more middling, that like casually interested, it's a weird thing to see this big dice appear and this big hand come in and take it out. You know, it's kind of like, it's as if you're watching news and suddenly a cartoon character come on to tell you about the weather.
Yeah.
You know, it just doesn't make sense in your head as a casual observer. So I mean, it's just kind of like, that's just kind of my point of view on it. Is if things are done correctly, you don't need to make people do these things. Part of the reason why everyone always complains like, well, but you make them change their bases and you make them
You do need to see it a bit easier.
The thing is, the thing about the bases, and this was like the very first thing I did, because when I first did a stream just over 4 years and 3 months ago, I'd been watching lots of videos on YouTube already, and the thing I'd found about live broadcasts is that if you're not there at the beginning and you come in at the middle, it takes you a good 2 minutes to work out who's who.
Yeah.
Right, and so I wanted a way to make it completely clear from the second you go in, who's who, like whose ships are whose, especially in a mirror match. And so I just wanted that one moment where you could come in and say. And so once those bases are changed, that's it. They don't have to. No one else has to worry about that. We always know what James' ships are. We always know what Juan's ships are. We had the mirror match earlier this morning with James playing against another 5 A-wings. And so in that, and neither of them have painted their ships. So in that situation, this was like critical, having these colored bases as the engagement closed.
I like to repaint all my stuff, so it's always easy to
Yeah, I mean, like I say, the base change is maybe the most obtrusive thing I do, and it's much maligned because there's people like Rasta who solders brass poles into its bases and stuff like that, or also because when you've got a lot of ships, we come rushing over because there's not much time between rounds, and we've got to fidget around changing bases. Sometimes I do skip it because when I look at the two lists, I see Scum versus Imperial, I'm like, okay, right. When there's a lot of hurry, but it's kind of like my brand now, so I try and stick to it as much as possible. It's like when you tune in, you expect to see it, you know. So yeah, it's kind of like, that's the most obtrusive thing I do, and the idea is that like I can do that, and then everyone watching at home knows who's playing what as quickly as possible. The other thing that I do is the damage deck, but I think that's really non-consequential as far as the impact to the player. They turn the card over, it's got a little symbol on it, and that's it.
Yeah. Bumping here with the A-wing.
Yeah.
Yep.
My 2.
Now, do you think James will keep his A-wings kind of cohesive, going around the debris, going around to the other side? Or do you think he's going to try and split them up and?
Well, he can rotate that arc backwards. We saw this in his earlier game. He doesn't really need to try and pursue an engagement. He can kind of have them kite the Imperials behind them, rotate that arc back, and just kind of keep circling around slowly.
Yeah, especially agree. Again, she can do any maneuver she wants as long as she fully completes that maneuver.
Yeah.
She can then rotate it, so it doesn't matter if she's stressed or not.
Mm-hmm. And double check as well, because I get confused these days. The advanced optics is what lets them rotate the arc for free, right? No, they've got a thing when they
Focus.
Yeah.
on their pilot card.
Yes, after you perform an action,
Yeah.
you may rotate the
Action for
arc.
free or boost, right?
I think it's
Right.
just after you do the action.
Yeah, okay. One sec, I got it up here. So it's the refined gyro stabilizer. You can rotate your turret indicator to your front and back only. After you perform an action, you may perform a red, rotate, or boost action.
Yeah.
Right.
But most of the time they'll take the boost as their normal action and then...
For repositioning. No, but it's
Yeah.
just like if you get into that position where suddenly you've gotten surprised by the position of someone, you get that ability to reposition that arc for free. You know, or for example here, when the A-wings jump over, they get the option to rotate back as well as doing another action.
There you go.
Because it's just slowly but surely making its way back round.
Yeah. I guess it's not a crucial piece for Juan right now. It's not going to be a heavy hitter. It's kind of in a position where it can't really do much, and maybe it's even forcing itself into a position where the A-wings are eventually going to come face to face with him and have to choose arcs forward or arcs back.
Boost or anything? I don't think it fits. No, leave that. Tully. This is where I think I made a mistake. 3. Oh, maybe. Do you want to mark your...
Yeah.
James tries to get a free bank left in from Talisan Lintra. Looks like it fits.
I think so.
Very nicely.
Is that yours?
Yes, it's me.
Okay, Tully, what are you doing? She's going to focus and turn it around.
Okay, so Talisan focuses and rotates the arc back.
One for this guy.
Leave it in.
You have to click this. Bring up here.
Yeah. Twist it in.
And manages to bump Vader, which is going to work out very good for James here.
Good indeed.
Having Talisan have her arc facing rearwards, Greer facing forwards. He gets to get 2 shots off on him with no tokens
And only one force.
and only 1 force. Yeah, so not much he's going to be able to do about that.
1 force, right?
So rolls. Talisan gets a hit and a crit. There's an evade and 2 force, 2 focus, I should say.
Force with
Uses
that
a
last force
force and gone.
Greer, same target.
Greer fires.
Range 2, not through the rock.
It's not on the rock.
I don't think so.
Oh, the internet connection's gone again.
Maybe I should have.
No,
Yeah.
it's right.
Maybe I should have shot.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Or,
All right, now it works.
never mind.
No, 2 crits.
It's
Yeah.
And there's an evade and 2 focus again. So this time the damage goes through,
shield bomb.
loses
Shield
another
failure.
shield.
Take it while you can.
My threes.
My 3s.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, yeah, he already he used the force to avoid that last attack. And there you've got hit, and focus.
On the squadron, sorry.
What'd you say?
I said it's the range 1 to vendor, but I corrected myself, so it's the
Right.
squadron.
Okay.
My 3.
I'm trying to be as attentive as possible because in James's earlier game I missed loads of damage and it ended up being a complete cluster thump. Right, you got hit there in a crit and focus. He gets 2 evades after spending the focus.
Yes.
Yeah, the new squadron. Range 2 looks like.
This is range 1. You have focus.
Yeah.
Range
Taking
1?
damage.
No damage.
No damage.
No damage. We should hear, okay?
You get hit and focus, I think.
Very
Well
well.
It evades.
I said before.
No one.
And back to Dowdall.
Out of range for the Inquisitor.
But there, you can help me out with this. Your experience with a stream. Look, here you go. This is the thing to control the cameras. So basically, while we're in the game, we only really need these two to switch between the table and the players. So you'll know what to do. You just press it once and it does it.
We don't have anything that fancy yet.
Yeah, well, it's me reaching across with a pen to touch
Yeah.
it. So no, and to be honest, you don't really need that. I only really got it recently because I started to make more and more screens to make things more, just to kind of like fill certain roles. And and at first what I did was I had like a Bluetooth keyboard and would have like Z, X, C be all these hotkeys, and so I just have that in front of me and press these hotkeys. But it got to the point where, as you can see now, I've got like 7 different screens, and remembering which one was B and which one was C and which one was V was a bit more difficult. So it worked out fine to begin with, but then like it got a bit way too complicated. It's a very expensive piece of equipment, I will say that. Like I say, it was more about the question of being able to give me a bit more flexibility for control.
Well, it's always good to increase quality over time. No, you got to put the money in to get the best out of it.
Well, yeah, well, it's not that actually increases the quality. It just makes, like I say, it makes things a little bit more easier for me than having to. Because what I could have done is I could have just got the keyboard and put little stickers on each button saying this button does this. The only problem is that means that the keyboard for the laptop for the stream you can't use. You can't type information in on there. Well, but then basically for the last 3 years, I've not used that laptop for anything. You know, it's the keyboard's never touched on it because I do everything from here. I control everything from here. So, but if you were to use that laptop, obviously suddenly Z, X, and C are controlling the cameras and such and such. So you start messing around with all sorts of stuff, and it becomes more complicated. But then that's all inside baseball. So. And yeah, now you're going to sit here and you're going to copy all my ideas and run off back to Firecast, right?
Yeah, too right.
Yeah. Well, I think most of it's been pretty clear since the beginning. There's some tricks that I have that not everyone's really twigged on yet. And it's been interesting to see how long certain people have taken to work stuff out that I've done. Like, for example, I was the first person to put shield and hull icons on the screen, and it took a long time for everyone else to catch up in TTT to work out how I was doing it. And eventually they got there, but yeah, it worked. But my one was different. The only difference is that I had like the empty ones, so I'd switch them over, whereas they had kind of like the full ones, and that was it, and they would just take them off or change their colours. I've got some other new stuff done that's pretty amazing, and don't know whether to show you. I can't really comment on it because it's something I'm kind of holding back in case of something secret that might be happening. But yeah, it's pretty good. I'll see if I've got it. No, I can't. Maybe I'll show you it later.
Maybe.
But some really, really interesting new stuff. Now I've got to like the point where I'm using a lot of animation and stuff like that. There's like a bunch of new stuff opening to me. My problem is I'm not very art inclined, so everything's really kind of basic and functional, and that's it. If I had someone who was like really good at design and was really come up with some decent designs to put my stuff to, then it could really be amazing. You know, we could even have like I've got things like one of the things I'm bothered about right now on the table camera. Maybe not so much in this game, but when you've got lots of upgrades, you start to get a lot of stuff on the screen. It becomes a bit annoying, and I'm thinking that maybe when I switch to the table camera, after 30 seconds the upgrades disappear. You get to see them and then they disappear, and everything just kind of slides up, become more concise. And when ships die as well, they go down to the bottom of the list.
Yeah.
So the active ones are at the top.
So I'm doing the back.
But that's not the super secret thing that I'm talking about, anyway.
Yeah, the super secret thing is you'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone's going to see it at least until
Focus forward and boost.
next year, even though it's done, because there's something I'm waiting to see about, and And so I'm keeping it secret. Okay, so the A-Wings are kind of like boosting around and maybe chasing down the Inquisitor.
We could.
That
Yeah.
first A-Wing to the Blue Squadron recruit has kept his arc facing forwards. Something interesting in Dale's game.
Feels like Dale's doing it.
Tie the force, man.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might clip this bridge way through? No, he's just going out fine.
Yep, just kind of one bank into the left. Sorry, right.
No, you're good. You're good. Yep.
Go 3.
By 3. Sorry. On turn. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. This is Zari, right? Yeah, Zari turning round
Vader back.
to the right with a tight turn, and I think he might be trying to look for a block here on Vader again.
Just going to take that focus there. Just going to sit there. Not even going to rotate his arc either.
And the Inquisitor hard turns to the right. Coming face to face with the Blue Squadron recruit.
Yeah, as you said, it's going to have to happen at some point.
Yeah. So going 5 straight with Greer chasing that Inquisitor.
Really was trying to put some damage to him, try and take
Oh,
some.
it could also rotate that arc back and get a good shot on Vader here. If Vader's been blocked. No, he's definitely chasing down the Inquisitor then.
Yeah, gone for the focus boost.
2 turn.
Yep.
2 turn to the left with Talisan Lintra. And probably another boost forward. Ooh,
And this guy, we haven't moved this guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
they forgot to move the
shuttle
Gendon.
first, yeah.
The Colonel Gendon.
It is on the focus. Okay, so it's the. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'll do the hard 2, but I don't think the boost will fit. He may just take the focus.
No, it won't fit in there, the boost.
And turn it round and focus.
Oh, yeah, he's going to turn it. He's going to make the arc rotate forwards and just focus.
Vader bugging out with the hard 3.
Yeah. Not going to be involved in this or the next turn's engagement.
No, he wants to get away, regen the force, and come back again.
Yeah. He may even take a K turn next turn.
Yeah,
He's far away, not going to get any shots.
Okay, no shot from Vader.
Regens a force and then slowly rolls his way back in, removing the stress. Anyway, Talisan Lintra firing on the Inquisitor. One hit, one blank.
Dale doing Dale things, clearly. Just one, yeah.
So it sounds like Dale won.
Okay, Bria? Spence.
This guy have black hat?
Nope.
Nope. No.
2 evades.
My 3, no shot here. Your 3. Breathe.
Please. Go on.
Ouch.
Range 2. Talisman is 2 left.
Lambda fires on Talisman. Lintra wants to try and get some damage through. 1 hit, 1 crit focus gets converted to 2 and a crit. We've got 2 focus results.
Yep, spends a
3
focus.
after spending the focus.
Okay.
So yeah, Juan just can't get damage to stick.
No. But the A-Wings in return aren't sticking much damage through either.
Yeah, that's what A-Wings do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got to get that concentration of fire.
Okay, let's try it on this guy.
So he's still got to go with the Blue Squadron recruit. One hit, 1 focus, 1 blank. Evades.
Okay, my 1s. Nothing. Okay.
Trying for the range 3. I
Range
don't
1.
quite think he has. Oh, no, obviously he has got it.
Whoa!
Ooh, 3 hits out of hand.
Yeah. 3 hits and 2 evades.
20 evade token.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine.
That's 3.
Okay.
We can do it better, yeah. Okay. You know, with the attack dice.
And they go back to dials. So James here in a situation where he's not got enough damage on that Inquisitor as he wanted to that turn. I didn't get any.
No, got nothing at all.
Nothing. With those 3 A-Wings shooting on it, that I don't know what that Inquisitor did. I think he kind of did that swirly thing and missed everything. And now they're going to have to he's going to jump over and behind, and they're going to have to rotate their arcs backwards and try and find a way to chase him. As I said, Vader, I think we're probably looking at a 4K here. Get himself as far out of the fight as possible. Recover the force. Next turn, slow roll, recover force, remove stress, and have himself coming back into the game about 3 turns time. Jendon, just going to be slow rolling across. He's going to start getting 3 shots on that Blue Squadron recruit in the next turn if he does a stop maneuver.
Indeed. And of course, Jendon can always spend his charge so that Vader can take a lock at beyond range 3.
Exactly.
So that by the time he gets back in there, he can just focus up and save himself spending a force.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the problem is that I mean, the gunboat as well. The gunboat wants to take a turn maneuver to the right now and fire another one of those diamond boron missiles while they're all still grouped heavily together.
But if that is one of the I3s blocking the new there, the 2 hard may not fit. He may just bump and not be able to get the lock that he needs.
No. I think he's it's Zari, it's the I3, yeah. It's gonna move after the new squadron pilot. But maybe a 2 bank. I mean, no, it would get him close to the asteroid. I don't know. A 1 bank might even be enough.
1 bank, if
To the
he doesn't
right.
hit, will take him too close for the next turn. So I think the hard 2, even though it bumps, may be his best choice.
Even if it bumps.
Even if it bumps.
Yeah, true, because then as those A-Wings come racing around on the left side of the board, he doesn't want to be too overcommitted to get to the top end.
Sorry, they have
The bump will
to
be
do that, right?
giving him just enough of an angle to be able to recover and follow them.
Yeah.
Ooh. And of course, the Firestorm cast did the UK Grand Championships this year.
We did.
Right?
It
The
was our
UKGE.
first big event. Yeah.
How did that go?
It was good. It was alright. I was nervous for us. I mean, it's the first time we've done something that large. I mean, I played on the first day and I commentated on the second.
Yeah.
Helped Nick get all set up for the event. We went up early, made sure we had a lot of time to get everything prepped.
Yeah.
The only issue we had was moving from the main event to doing the final.
Yeah, they have that little
little side
the
room.
presentation suite. Yeah,
Yeah, we
because
had a
the
bit of a
main event
technical
has to
hiccup.
empty out at a certain time on Sunday night. Yeah, I told him that would be.
Yeah, we were aware. We prepared in advance.
yeah,
So we knew we'd
that-
have to move.
That wouldn't be fun. That's not. It's never fun to have to move. So it's hard enough to set up,
Yeah.
and then have to do it again in the middle of an event with a time constriction is always difficult. It's not the first time I've done it. I've done it a couple of times, but yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah. No matter how many times you do it, you know you've got to be prepared to just get everything up and moved and then set up.
And then you never know. Well, for example, your guys' kit is a little bit more simple compared to mine. I never really know if when I plug everything in, if it's going to work the first time. Usually there's stuff I've got to kind of troubleshoot and disconnect and reconnect until eventually everything just kind of syncs up. And yeah, telling me I have to move everything, it's like, all right, thanks. I've got a headache for about the next 25 minutes. Yeah. If it's easy and I've given the space and the time, then it's not too difficult. But yeah, one of the things I will say is that I didn't go because the UKGE falls on my son's birthday. But next year, I understand it's not on my son's birthday, so I might be coming back. I might be coming back. It's not 100% confirmed. I mean, I always want to go back. My sister lives right next door. Everybody knows this. I've said this 100 times. That's the whole reason for me going to the UKGE the first few times, is because it was so easy for me to do it.
Yeah.
My sister lives literally right next door. It's like there's NEC, train station, airport, my sister.
Yeah.
Just in a row like that. Obviously, an airport is huge, so it's not like she's right next door. And because of the airport and the runway, if I was to walk there, it takes me 45 minutes, but in car it's 5.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's nothing. Okay, so yeah, here's the A-wings are kind of just turning in, probably anticipating, like I said, that that they're going to have the new squadron presented to them this turn, and they want to try and get the opportunity to fire or blocking it here.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to go for the new squadron.
So
now.
has he done that hard too?
Yeah, it looks like it to me. Looks like
Has
hard two.
indeed.
And it looks like it fits. Oh,
Ooh, it does, which means
does fit.
hard to
Target lock.
Maybe? Because he'll either want to shoot or not get shot. So he's either going to go for the slam or go for the lock.
Klaus.
So James do the 5 forward here, just going to rotate the arc.
Yep.
Take a focus, because that's Greer, so you can rotate the arc for free after completing that manoeuvre.
Yep.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It's got the stress taken right there. So Greer must be down the side there.
My days.
The orange one, the white one. The white one just kind of banked inwards, right? Trying to block the shuttle.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, blocked it.
It'll block. I mean, the key for James is the less shots he takes, the less damage,
Yeah.
the better. He can't put much
yeah.
in. He can avoid some, but he wants to take as little as possible.
Yeah, and those Teflon A-wings are... Yeah, I mean, with just the shuttle firing on them, there isn't going to be much exchange of damage there.
Okay.
Two turn to the left with Greer. Grier Sonel.
Grier, ability, focus and boost.
So rotate, boost, and focus.
Tully. Straight.
Yeah, Talisan. Yeah, going 5 straight. Rotating the arc backwards. Was that hit? I've just went into charge for like maybe 2 minutes, if that, and he's off again.
After all that hassle.
Barrel roll. Leave it there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Que voy a hacer? Yeah, here comes the loud voice, guys.
Yeah.
X-Wing hyperspace players. Parents are up, so go take them and go to your table because we are starting in 5 minutes.
Okay. Talon roll with Vader instead of a K-turn. Not bad.
Gives him scope to come back to the
Yeah,
rock
gives him a
system.
better position to be coming in the next turn, rather than having to
And he's
wait
back
2.
up to 3 force by then as well, so he'll have
Yeah.
everything he wants.
This guy is full.
Just had a really weird noise come through the headphones. I don't know where it came from.
Okay.
So sorry about this.
A shot.
Yeah.
H2.
That's
Nothing. My 4. Grier onto.
so Grier firing on the new squadron.
I've done 1 shield to him, right?
2 shields.
Gets 1 hit on the blank,
Yeah, spend that.
2
Optics.
with the advanced optics, and focus.
Range 2.
Range 2. Sorry.
Yeah, range 2.
Range 2. Sorry.
Just 2 dice. Gets a focus and a blank.
He's done 2.
Sounds like Dale's game is over.
Okay, just 1.
Just 1 damage on the new squadron pilot.
Zari. Range 2. Spend.
Gets 2 hits. New squadron rolls 1 evade and a blank. He's lost all the shields now.
Yeah.
Lambda.
This guy is 1 shield.
No, full health. Take 1 shield. 1 shield. No shield.
Okay, I will attack him with that.
Yeah,
So
to the
it's
right.
top set. Let's go.
1 hit, 2 focuses, evades.
All of the pain.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's 1 evade and 3 focus, but it was enough. Going now with hit, crit, crit, and there's 1 evade, 2 blanks.
Hit crit. So that's 2 shields.
That's not good.
No,
Two
sorry,
sh-
5.
So 1 of the crits goes through, and that's a structural damage, which makes that A-wing pretty good game right now.
Shots.
Yeah.
And so far, James still not managed to take any points. Hit
No,
and hit,
and he is fast running out of time.
and there's an evade and a
Yes,
blank.
well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Normal damage on the new squadron. That's his first points there. Half points from the new squadron. There's a hit, there's a focus, gets spent for 2. There's 2 blanks.
1 more to go, okay?
And this computer's taking time to update.
Okay.
3 damage on the new squadron bomber, a new squadron pilot now. And there you go back to dials. Wrong one. That says table. You failed already, Phil Pond. You failed.
Sadly so. We did it right the first time.
Okay. So yeah. 45. I'm not quite sure. Willie. Who won? Who won? Polish guy. On the left or the right? Yeah? Polish guy. Keep going. Who won? The other. Yeah. Dale is out. Ooh. Oof. Well, I'm sure you all of you at home are probably watching anyway. But yeah, Dale is out. Piotr Kucharski becomes the only... Well, we got to wait and see what happens in Ashok's game with Olivier. Although right now I would say Oliver doesn't look very happy. To find out if there's if more than one Polish representation in the top 4, the semi-finals.
Indeed, but with not much time left, doesn't look good for the Brits either.
No, not at all. The Ashok is looking okay. For Spain, I've got Juan del Rio, I've got Juan Arreobla, which we're watching right now. Juan was playing over in the far corner over there. You can see a small crowd gathering. See if I can try and get a notification from the front there. Oh god, I can't type. He's not looking at his phone. And this is probably going to be last round if they don't get those dials down quick.
Maybe indeed. I mean, James really needs to either get rid of the new or put half through on something else. Vader's out of position for him to get to.
Let's
Vader
take a look
will
at
come
his
in.
points possibilities. If he removes the new, when the internet allows the score system to update, he's still behind by 2 points. So then his next best option, 2 damage on Vader. He's got to do at least 2 damage to Vader or the Inquisitor, or 3 to Colonel Jendon. So it's a really
three
difficult
to the shuttle
situation.
would be his better option.
Yes,
Dice,
considering where they're positioned, but he's also got to be careful not to lose the Blue Squadron recruit.
And with structural damage being on there, only on that 1 dice, it will go pop.
If he got the half points on Colonel Jendon and removed the when this internet allows me to update the system.
Okay.
You can see me pressing buttons, right? You know.
Yep.
This is not my issue. If the scoring and right now it's working right now, so that's half points on the shuttle. Remove the new squadron pilot, remove the blue squadron recruit. He'd still be behind by 2 points. He's got to keep that blue squadron recruit on the table. He's got to remove the new squadron, and he's got to do 3 damage to the shuttle in this turn.
It is a big ask.
Yeah, the win condition is gradually slipping away.
X-Wing Hyperspace Qualifier. We're ready to fire your round.
Were you here?
No, I was here.
Here.
We start your round.
I was here.
Yeah.
And 5.
It's okay.
And 4. And 2. And 1. Yes, I really like this. Get 3. Go!
Okay, we're back on the right camera. Did you do that?
Yes.
Well done, Phil. I've not got any treats here for you.
That's fine.
Right. Yeah. Structural damage on that blue squadron recruit with the orange base marker. The only thing is he's far away, so it's not like the only option of anyone shooting him would be Vader, but Vader's nowhere involved in the game.
Well, he's wasting the 5 boost down the corner there to try and get away from it.
Yeah, he's probably going to go... yeah, he goes now 3 bank this way, you reckon?
No, that was his move to come down here.
Oh, he's done it. Okay, right. Huh. Well, okay. The new squadron takes a free turn to the right. So I guess maybe if the Inquisitor was to go fast, going a free bank and then boosting, he'd get a good range on the blue squadron recruit.
Picked up the wrong ship.
Slamming with the new boat there.
Yeah. It's not. So that makes it even harder for James to kill it. James has got to get a lot of damage through on the Imperials this turn to be able to win the game. 1 minute to go in the round.
And his A-Wings are all facing the wrong way.
They're all facing the wrong way, all going the wrong way. Oof. Currently behind by about 21 points.
Focus to boost forwards.
Looks like we got a result on Ashok's game. Yes, Ashok's game is concluded. Let me see if I can get
Your 3?
confirmation.
3. Yeah.
Vince. Ashok's game? Ashok wins. Ashok through to top 4 semi-finals. Ashok Hemmings. We'll be playing Piotr Kocharsky, who just won on Gold Squadron.
That is time on the round.
And that's the end of the round.
On the round.
The Inquisitor focuses. Sorry, evades.
Proceed unless you are already in the planning phase.
And Juan's got it easy. There's nothing really for him to do. We could be looking at 2 Spaniards in the semi-final. As Juan Arreobla is doing very well on this table, and Juan del Rio is playing Kai Krupp. We've not really got information of how it's going. When I asked, they were saying it's kind of 50-50, but it looks like Juan has the game in hand.
Nah. 5.
Yeah, sorry.
Oof. Piotr becomes the only Polish participant left in the competition. So all the home team riding on Piotr from Poznan Raven Squadron. Yeah, and even James realizes he's facing in all the wrong directions here to get what he wants. He's just got range. There's no arc on that new squadron pilot there.
No, he'll probably go for the shuttle.
But he's got to kill the shuttle, and even then I don't think that's enough. He's got to make sure that blue squadron recruit doesn't die.
Target lock. Oh my god, target lock 1.
It's already over here.
Okay.
So the shuttle is worth 46 points.
Yeah.
So that would put him up to 64.
They have pushed through 8 damage to get that though.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think that's called push. I think that's called
slamming at home.
Yeah, I think that's called driving. And 8 damage. How many arcs does he have on the shuttle? He's got 1, no, 2, 3. 3 2-dice attacks.
Yeah.
No.
You need some lucky crits.
Piotr, congratulations for making it to the semi-final. as the only, well, from what we understand, Ashok's game is finished. You're the only Polish left in the competition.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you were here on Thursday and we talked about how you'd only just got your first invitation to Worlds and you had to go get your visa embassy?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know you're going to be playing against Ashok, right? Yeah.
Five.
This
You're
will
going
be
backwards.
Be an interesting game.
very.
Well, I saw you on Thursday play against the Jedi with not too much difficulty, so
Drink
see.
wine, isn't it?
we'll see.
So,
Well, we know you've got the whole home team. You've got the whole home team backing you, so we'll see how that goes.
Charlotte.
You've got
Just
nothing
try
on the
and
dice roll from Vader.
Oh,
Blanks out twice. Gets one for the Force. It's evaded.
Okay. And Jensen. Last shot.
Which one?
Jendon fires on the Blue Squadron recruit as well. He just wants to get that one damage through, seal the victory. Rolls one on the focus. It's got no mod for it. Evades.
game's over. Yeah.
Game is over. So yeah, unless I'm very much mistaken, Juan Arreobla wins 40-19. Very little damage exchanged in this game, despite having things like Diamond Ball Run missiles and all sorts of and Darth Vader on the board. Those A-wings were just like Teflon with lasers just bouncing off of them. But then that's it. I'm still waiting for notification from the fourth game to see who else makes it through to the top cut.
I mean, James didn't really do anything wrong positioning-wise there. He just couldn't push any damage through at all.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, well, there we go. I'm not sure how long we've got until the semi-final, but I'm sure we'll be able to let you know soon. Ashok, congratulations for making it through the semi-final. Yeah, so I believe you're the last Brit playing. Is he? Did I mess up my score?
That's alright.